This bike is going through it right now. Jeez. This winter, I decided to document the entire Portuguese Camino from start to finish, cycling each section whenever I can and sharing it for pilgrims and cyclists alike. This is part 2. The plan was to start in Santarém and ride to Tomar. But after a very long night of fun and enjoyment in Lisbon, I accidentally fell asleep on the train. So, here me and my bike are, and we're gonna have to go to the next stop, which is Entroncamento. So I did miss this section. There's nothing I can do, I fell asleep. So instead of starting in Santarém, we'll be kicking it off in the next city up, Entroncamento. We're trying our best here, guys. I have 140 followers. Okay, we're just trying our best. Now the first order of business is finding the path. Desculpe, você já viu sinais para Camino de Santiago em lugar?
No.
No. It's a spiritual thing, so I'm guessing it's probably near a cathedral. Você já viu aquela sinal para Camino de Santiago? É aqui, né? Tá bem, muito obrigado. Tá bem. Tchau. Okay, so he said there is a quinta, which is, you know, like a palace somewhere here. And once I find that palace, back on track. After a couple of random turns, I ended up in a farmer's market where I asked one more time, and the entire stalls started to pitch in to figure this out for me.
Algum quinto aqui perto?
O quinto aqui perto.
Perdeste o caminho? Sim, eu perdeste, exatamente.
Então é aqui.
Eu não conheço.
I'm laughing at the fact the lady told me it's in front of my mom's house. Yeah, thank you. Let me just go find that. I have yet to see this lady's mother's house, nor the church that the guy said was this way. I think I'm going the wrong way instead. After looking for this lady's house forever, I finally came across the cathedral the couple had mentioned at the farmer's market. And just as they said, the Camino markers were right behind it and I was back on track. Time to ride. As soon as I left town, the whole mood changed. No more city streets, and now we are on pine forest and eucalyptus trees and endless red dirt paths. So this section is difficult, but it's a nice change from the flatlands that I kind of got used to in the first section, so a good problem. So it's important to remember that this is primarily a walking thing, so some parts are not necessarily suitable for biking. Ha ha! Gotta come back for the camera though. This is so steep. Like, geez, I am on such an incline here. Subscribe and follow, because this is not easy. I think I'm at 128 subscribers today, so if you follow my channel, you will be noticed. Fun fact, this part of Portugal is a major forestry zone, which explains all the lumber yards I started passing. The air smells amazing, eucalyptus, but the terrain, brutal. Rolling hills, deep red dirt, and barely any signs of life. This bike is going through it right now. Jeez. So, it's been raining a lot, as you can see. Yeah. Not much more to say to that. It's important to mention that eucalyptus is very important for the paper and lumber industry in Portugal. However, it's very controversial as it is not a native species. So up to this point, I was following actually two routes, one to Fatima and one to Camino de Santiago, and they have officially gone their separate ways. This puddle right here was very symbolic to me as it was the final hurdle of the day. I finally hit a more open road after this and came across a small town with some of the best facilities I've seen so far. Bathrooms, fresh water, shaded areas, After a morning of mud and climbing, this was the perfect way to clean up before getting to the city of Tomar. Speaking of breaks, this is a perfect time to talk about food. In my opinion, lunch is the best meal to have traditional Portuguese food. You can find snack bars that have them everywhere. But there's one catch. Portugal definitely doesn't have siestas, but a lot of restaurants still do close between lunch and dinner. So from 3 to 7 in a small village like this or small town, plan wisely. Well, and there you have it. We finally reached Tomar, my favorite city in Portugal so far. It's a medieval Knights of Templar city with an incredible history, and I think it's my favorite city because the first time I came here, I was lucky enough to accidentally visit during a festival that only happens once a year. I love the city so much that I made a separate video just for it. So if you want a more detailed tour, be sure to check that out. This episode was a short one, but next time we're heading from Tomar to Coimbra, where I stay in my first albergue. And don't worry, I didn't miss the train this time. Tune in next week, and thanks for watching.